Action!
The project originated with Dexter and Strauss, who wrote Something About Mary. They came up with this one-line idea of wanting to do a comedy in a model apartment. I laughed from beginning to end. We put it into immediate production. It was just one of the funniest scripts I've read in a long, long time.
He immediately started badgering me, trying to convince me that this was, you know, a great studio project for me to kind of jump into doing a bigger budget movie. Plus, when I started getting into casting, I said, you know, I suppose it's not that bad to be spending my summer working with, you know, great actresses and great looking models, you know, trying to, you know, make this movie come to life. So it seemed like a good idea all around.
Our goal in this movie was to not just do a funny movie, but to try to do something that felt a little bit more like a throwback, where you have witty, urbane, quick-paced dialogue at the same time that you've got somebody bumping into a pillar or falling down over a sofa.
This role really, it made me sort of throw myself into without thinking about what I was doing. I mean, there were times I came home at night and I was swollen and bruised and, you know, there's no way to prepare for that at all. You just sort of do it and then watch it and see if it works, and if it doesn't, you do it again and again and again. And I like doing pratfalls.
I think Monica's just fantastic. Been a fan of hers for a long, long time, and I've wanted to work with her for a long time.
Amanda?
Jim!
I always felt that she had this ability to be both the sympathetic every woman, which is, you know, strange because she's beautiful, at the same time tell a joke. And even though we've seen her in these big movies like Con Air and Patch Adams, we've never actually seen her be funny. She's always played the straight woman. But when you sit in a room with her and you listen to her talk, she's really funny.
It was nice to meet you and your huge dong. I mean, his huge dong.
I've seen way bigger than that.
Freddie Prinze was actually our first and only choice. It was basically written for him.
Freddie's really, he's like a kid brother to all of us. You know, he's really, really dedicated to his work and his family, and he's very, very serious about his work, which is great.
When I first read the script, I didn't think I would get the movie. So that was my first attraction. I was like, how am I gonna convince anybody that I'm gonna be this guy? And I still don't know how I got this job. But Mark Waters was the director, and I had worked with him before, and I'm pretty sure he had something to do with it.
You know, as he's gotten older and studlier, he's just become this incredible movie star. You know, he's just got this natural charisma that, you know, and all of a sudden my you know, 13-year-old cousins have, you know, pictures of him on their wall, and I was like, hey, you know, remember he was in my movie? And they're like, that was him?
Now, I am looking very hard, okay, and I can't see any flaws.
He's like Mr. Perfect.
A little too perfect, maybe?
Monica Potter's character, Amanda, always falls for the wrong guy. Her last boyfriend, who she's been with for a year, on their year anniversary, he cheats on her with a supermodel.
Oh, shit. Amanda, this isn't what it looks like.
Huh.
Well, now she's out of house and home. So the one place she can find, the only place that she can afford, is this little crummy room, which is actually in this apartment that we're doing the interview in, except it's with 4 supermodels.
Oh my God, you're all models.
Yeah.
Oh, don't envy us. We're struggling.
The models were chosen for their acting ability and their ability to nail their respective jokes. Each character is clearly defined, and they have sort of go-to places for their humor.
Let's hurry. I'm getting hives just from being around all these ugly people.
Candy is my character, and she's just a great character. I think she's very different from all the other characters in the way that she's Australian. They made her Australian, thank God, which is great. I've been able to bring a lot of the Australianisms into her character. So you want him, eh?
Why do you say that?
That look on your face. I used to see it all the time when I catch me Uncle Pete looking at me.
Sarah as Candy is just been, you know, hysterical because she's also like been able to just kind of like really, you know, game at throwing her body around and being very great physical comedian, as well as having this kind of like this naturally kind of ebullient, cheerful demeanor for the role of Candy that kind of is unfazed by anything bad that's happening around her.
The whole shoot has just been really funny. We've been able to live in the moment and really get into the characters and the comedic side of our characters.
Okay, and remember, when you walk in, you're the most beautiful woman in the room.
Well, you're in the top 4.
True. Oh, and keep your cheeks clenched. Not those.